Hey, beautiful humanoids. This is Sex with Everyone, and I'm your host, Riley. And today I'm talking with Mikey in Vedauwoo National Park, and we talk all about his experiences going to glory holes over the years and how he discovered them, what he gets out of it, and how his wife has no idea. So I'm very excited to share this conversation with you guys because it's definitely something that I've not heard anybody have personal experience with before. So I was absolutely enthralled the entire time. Before we get into that, I just want to quickly go over that I do have a Patreon that is there for your viewing pleasure. If you feel so inclined to support this podcast in any way whatsoever to help me with cost on putting this podcast together every month, as well as, my time and energy and everything, I would be very, very grateful, but in no means is that a necessity. I just want to kind of put that out there as an option if you are looking to support in any way, and I do greatly appreciate it. So without further ado, please join me as I talk about sex with Mikey. Alrighty.
Do we get to do the testing? 1, 2?
We can. Testing 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. Testing 1, 2, 3. Speak.
So, tell me about yourself. I know very little about you.
Well, let's see. I'm a middle-aged male
Yeah.
that likes to camp.
Uh-huh. We're in Vedauwoo? Is that how you pronounce it?
Vedauwoo.
Vedauwoo National Park in Wyoming right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, tell me, I know that you've been married a couple times.
Been married twice.
Yeah.
Widowed the first time.
Yeah. Tell me about your first marriage.
Got married at age 21.
Wow, young.
High school. Well, she was still in high school. Sweetheart.
Yeah.
Had first child at 25. Next one at 29. Next one at 32.
How long were you guys together?
We dated 3 years, and then we were married for 34.
34 years.
Mm-hmm.
Dang. That's a long time.
It was.
Tell me a little bit about, the evolution of your sex life with somebody after 34 years.
Sex was a real issue.
Oh, really?
With us,
Yeah.
big time. And I couldn't play the game anymore, so I abstained for the last 5 years of our relationship.
Why was sex such an issue?
It was a reward system. And it's like, I'm not like a dog getting a little doggy biscuit for being good. So I decided not to do that anymore.
Yeah.
And we actually got along better with that out of it.
Yeah. Why do you think that it was treated like a reward system for your wife?
It was a power thing for some reason.
Oh, interesting.
It was funny. We went to counseling on that,
Mm-hmm.
and with a nun, of
Mm-hmm.
course. And the nun goes, "What would make you happy?" And I said, "How often?" And I said, "Well, maybe 3 times a week." And my first wife agreed to that. We get outside the door. She goes, "If you think I'm going to do that, you're nuts." Like, but you said. So that's when I decided that things aren't going to work.
Yeah. You said that she was Catholic, right?
Yeah, very Catholic.
Yeah. Do you think that was part of it? Probably.
That, and I think there was some issues in her childhood.
So it's really interesting that you say that you guys got along better.
Yeah.
After you decided to.
Well, that tension was gone.
Yeah. After 34 years, though, that's a long time to have that kind of struggle.
But what it is what it is. I mean,
absolutely.
I couldn't change it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, of course. I know you told me last night that sometimes it would be like years without anything intimate with your wife. That takes a toll. Like, what did you do for yourself?
I took care of my own needs.
Yeah.
And then I would stray every once in a while.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was that like for you?
It was exciting, fulfilling.
Yeah.
But it was sometimes hard to say enough's enough, because a lot of times people want to go further. Divorces and remarriage, and I didn't want to do that to my kids.
Yeah. Yeah. So just trying to have, like, just a physical relationship with somebody and not letting it go much further than that.
I really got into exercising, aerobics. Mm-hmm. And I was the only guy in the class of 40 half-naked, sweating women whose husbands were home drinking beer and watching TV. So I got propositioned after every class.
Really?
Yeah.
Every class?
It was interesting.
Well, that's quite the opportunity you found yourself in.
I know. There used to be, with my first wife, there was a song, I think the Mindbenders sang it. It went, no, 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 no. And I used to sing that to her all the time because no matter what I wanted to do, the answer was no.
Wow.
It's like, well, let's try. But no, no, no.
So, I mean, it sounds like sex was, like, purely for the procreation aspect.
Oh, her. Yeah.
How did that affect your relationship with her, though? Like,
well, we're very distant, and we both developed best friends or activity partners that we did things with. Yeah. Because I started doing something with my business partner, not physical, but we traveled all over the place. Mm-hmm. And then my first wife had good friends that she would travel with. Yeah. So we got distant. It was definitely a platonic relationship.
Yeah. Do you think she ever knew that you strayed?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I never got caught.
Really?
And I've heard rumors of her having some incidences too.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. How did that make you feel, like, hearing that?
I was okay with it.
Really?
Yeah. So,
that's cool. So you guys had, like, a don't ask, don't tell kind of...
Yeah, but we didn't... Neither of us officially got caught. I mean, mine was way more obvious.
Why was yours more obvious?
Because it was this same person for, like, 3 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I had to make a decision. She put some demands on me. Mm. She left her hubby, got an apartment. She wanted me to do the same thing. And my kids were more important than that to me.
Yeah. How old were they at the time?
I think my son was probably in high school and the girls were junior high and elementary.
Yeah. And so you were afraid that they would judge you, or you were afraid that you would hurt them by...
I didn't want to split the family up. And if I look back at it now, I wouldn't have done it any different.
Really? Do you ever wonder what that could have been like?
No.
No?
No. I mean, she's still around Boulder.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she was a very prominent business person.
Yeah? So you still see her? I mean, not like that, but...
On occasion.
Yeah.
But
so you're still friendly?
It's uncomfortable.
Really?
We'll just say hi and that.
Yeah.
I remember we went to... we saw each other at a music festival, and she came up and said, "So how's your wife?" And I said, "Well, she's dead." She just turned around and walked away from me because I think it caught her by surprise.
Oh. Wow.
But our physical relationship was, if it did occur Sunday night, 10 o'clock, lights off, because, the Pope was watching.
Right. Yeah, you said that your wife, like, changed in like, the closet.
Yes.
She didn't even want to be seen naked.
I know, and she was gorgeous.
Man.
She was absolutely gorgeous. And
really unfortunate. That makes me just sad. That,
and for me, half the time I'm running around without any clothes on.
Yeah.
That's what I was hoping. I had to go put my shorts on when it got to be around 8 o'clock when I fell asleep because they didn't want you walking in. Like, oh, wait a minute. That's more than I wanted to see.
It sounds like you guys are very different people.
We were.
Yeah.
Well, I was a city kid, from a town of 30,000. She was a farm girl.
Yeah.
I'm hoping she's having a do-over. Mm. Really am. I don't know if there is that, but I hope so.
Yeah. So after she passed, what did you do?
Actually, I went into a depression.
Yeah.
I mean, then no social. I wouldn't talk to people. For 6 months, I stayed in the house. No lights on, just a dog and I sitting in front of the fireplace.
Yeah.
And people would ask me to do things, and I lied to them and said, "I'm so busy, I've got no time," which is not true. And they should have seen that.
Yeah.
But then one night, I was watching Charles Bronson movies, the Death Wish ones. Mm-hmm. Then one night, somebody shook me in the middle of the night. And I woke up, thought the dog had jumped in bed, and he's not allowed to do that. And I turned the light on, and he was downstairs. And I think my first wife told me to get busy living or get busy dying. And so after that, I started doing things.
Yeah.
Tried dating on Match.com, and
how did that go?
Not well.
No?
People lie.
Yeah.
First lady.
That's a thing.
She, I think she had her daughter's high school picture posted.
Oh my gosh.
Because she said she was like 58. And I finally said, how old are you? She goes, well, I'm lied by 10 years. I go, okay, the first thing in your mouth is a lie. This ain't going to work.
Yeah. And
then the second lady, she was gorgeous, high achiever. And some friends set her up. She was an attorney from Denver. And she was probably 20 years younger than I am. And I was talking with her, and she wanted to know if we wanted to go out. And I said, I thanks for the compliment, but we're in different periods of our life. I'm slowing down. You're on the way up. For your sake, I'm going to be an anchor.
Yeah.
And she goes, well, thank you for saying that. That was hard to say because she was gorgeous. Yeah. Then the third one was an old aerobics instructor of mine.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't know. I'd taken a couple classes from her, but we met at the doggy park, and she had a Rottweiler and a pit bull. And my dog at the time had a stroke, so his one leg didn't work, and her dog started chewing my dog up.
Oh, no.
So we got in a fight, the dogs and I. I was stomping on him, and she goes afterwards. I picked my dog up and carried him so they couldn't get out. And afterwards, she goes, this was great. We should do it again. And I go, where in the hell were you for the last half an hour? I'm limping. My dog's bleeding. Your dogs are yelping.
Yeah, so such a good time.
And I decided I'm not going to date.
Yeah.
I was early 50s at the time. So then the neighbor lady had this barbecue, which turned out great.
What happened at the barbecue?
Oh, that's where I met my new friend, wife.
Yeah.
But it was strange because I hadn't dated in a long time. Mm-hmm. And they brought her over to meet me, and I was like a junior high kid. I, for once in my life, was tongue-tied. Oh. I didn't know what to say.
Cute. So you were immediately attracted.
I was. And she's very graceful and tall, dark curly hair. Mm-hmm. But it was, we went out for coffee, then for a couple hikes. And then I had my business partner coaching me on how to behave.
Oh, really? That's cute. One of my favorite things that you had told me is about how your first wife kind of set that up.
Yeah. When she diagnosed with brain cancer, short time to live. So she talked to the neighbor lady and decided they were going to have a barbecue and invite me and this other person. And it worked.
So your first wife picked out your second wife.
See, that part's going to get me in trouble there, too.
I can take it out if you want.
No, it's just, as long as there's no names, or this isn't going to be like on the news or anything.
No. So how long have you been married now?
11 years. We've been together for 15.
Really?
Lived in sin. The girls did not like that.
Really?
It's like, I finally said, wait a minute, all of you guys are doing it?
They just care about their papa.
Well, my one daughter said I was being unfaithful to my first wife, and I said, she's dead. Yeah. She would want me to get in another relationship.
Yeah. That's really interesting.
That's a common thing.
Really?
Yeah, when I was talking with the hospice counselors, they said it's very common for girls. My son was, Dad, go for it.
Yeah.
But then the girls just, they wanted me to stay by myself.
Wow. That never would have occurred to me before, that people would have that opinion. Mm-hmm. Huh. How did that conversation go with them?
They were mad.
Yeah.
And they pulled way back.
Really?
And they actually treated the lady I was dating poorly. But it was a best situation because she was never able to have kids, so I wasn't bringing another family in. Mm-hmm. Life's complicated.
Life is complicated. Especially when emotions are involved.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So what's it like? What's it been like, being married again?
It's different. It's a what you get accustomed to in your first marriage is not with the second marriage. Everything is different.
Yeah.
I mean, you have different triggers, different wants, needs.
Yeah, of course. How's your sex life been?
At first, it was crazy.
Yeah?
She was starving. I was starving. It was like almost every day for a couple of years. And it's really tapered off. She's got health issues. And I can't say too much.
Yeah.
I hope it gets back, but
yeah.
I know everyone's I'm tempted, but.
So, a little bit of a redirect.
Okay.
You were telling me last night about your experience with glory holes.
Yeah.
I got to talk about it.
Okay.
Because that is so fascinating to me.
What's a real common thing?
Yeah.
After you've been in a long-time relationship, things start happening. Especially for the oral part for women on guys. And so that's a way of solve that problem.
How did you discover them?
A long time ago, going into an adult bookstore.
Yeah.
To buy a magazine or something. And you go back in the little booths and like, hey, wait, there's somebody's thingy poking through the wall. Being around my business partner, then I was around a lot of gay men.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we used to do work in some of the bars in Denver. And so it wasn't foreign to me.
What do you mean?
I mean, to see guys with guys.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So it's just kind of assumed that it's a guy instead of a girl on the other side of the hole?
I would say, yeah.
Yeah? What's that experience like for you?
It's just a physical thing.
Yeah. How often have you gone to those?
Every couple of weeks, I guess.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Are you always on, the receiving side of it?
No, every once in a while, like every 5 times, I'll be the giving side.
Really?
Yeah.
What's that like for you?
It was different the first time I did it.
Yeah.
But it's a body part.
Yeah.
And if you give somebody pleasure, it's worth it.
Yeah? Even if you have no idea who they are and
you don't care.
All that?
You don't care because there's no strings.
Yeah.
It's not like somebody's stalking you or following you around.
So it sounds like you get satisfaction out of bringing somebody else satisfaction.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just as much as.
Well, that's the kind of person I am. I just would just as soon, like the women I've been with, I just as soon pleasure them. And it's that rather than focusing more on myself.
Have you ever been with a guy outside of that scenario?
No.
No? Why not?
I don't know. It's never appealed to me.
Really?
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
I can say I've actually probably never been attracted to a guy out of that situation.
Yeah.
Because with glory hole, there's no strings attached.
Yeah, it's just the body part. And
girls need to come up with something like that.
Yeah. Man, a glory hole for women, that would be interesting.
I know that some of the bars that we did work in Denver, they had big sign on the bathroom doors, just one woman at a time in the bathroom. So that's why I said ties the bathroom up for quite a while.
So, how do you identify?
What do you mean?
Your sexuality.
I could identify being straight.
Yeah. Okay. That's so fascinating to me.
Well, it's interesting in the glory hole places. You walk in there and there's guys cruising back and forth. There could be 20 guys eyeing each other up.
Really?
Yeah. And every once in a while somebody will brush against the front of your pants. That's a sign that they want to do something.
Yeah. And so you just ignore it.
Yeah. Unless it's somebody I'm interested in, then, I'll go in their little room and pretty soon the hand comes through.
So then, but in that case, then you know who it is, right?
Well, you have seen him, but you don't know him, and you'll never know him again or see him again.
Yeah, fair enough. Do you think that your wife knows?
No, not at all.
No?
Guaranteed.
Yeah.
Nobody knows.
Yeah.
Other than you and I and that thing now.
And whoever's listening.
No, she'd be very shocked.
Yeah. Have you ever strayed, with another woman with your current wife?
No.
No?
Thought about it a lot.
Yeah. But your sex life is a lot more satisfying with her.
Not right now.
Right. Yeah. You said that she has health issues right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How is that affecting your relationship?
Well, the lack of physical contact is definitely dividing us. The fact that I'm non-working, unemployed, and she still works, so that's her outlet's her work. Besides, I'm a very nice, supportive husband, and I bought her a lot of gadgets that can replace me.
Do you like using toys in the bedroom?
I do.
Yeah?
I do.
You don't feel threatened by that?
Not at all.
Even by your comment of being replaced by them?
No, not at all. No, because she has a hard time having an orgasm just with intercourse. She does orally, and then the toys are like a blessing.
Yeah. And
I bought a toy for myself. So
yeah? What'd you get?
I'll show it to you.
Oh, show and tell. I love it.
Nobody's ever seen this either.
Oh, a fleshlight.
What kind of? It's more expensive than that.
Yeah, that looks much fancier.
The only thing is, nature was good to me.
Yeah.
And this thing is too tight.
Really? Have you had any, ever come across like any issues being well endowed?
Slow and easy comes up a lot.
Yeah.
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 Or I've had comments like, wow, nice penis. Well, thanks. That's the big Mikey name.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, if I was single, this would be the perfect thing to travel around.
Oh, yeah. This is a great camper.
My pleasure palace.
Yeah, you said that you travel a lot by yourself. I mean, does that affect your relationship with your wife at all?
No. I think I irritate her because she's very focused at work, and I'm this bouncing little attention deficit kid. So she puts a sign on her door, meeting in process, so I can't open the door. I can't put my fingers under it to slip her notes. So.
You were telling me yesterday that you wouldn't want to get married again.
I don't think so.
If anything, were to happen.
I'm going to outlive her, even though I'm 9 years older, because of health issues. I would probably just travel around, meet people. So I don't have a hard time meeting people at all.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
It's hard not to ask you questions back.
You're welcome to if you want.
So have you ever pondered getting married?
Sure. I've been engaged twice.
Really?
Yeah. But I don't have I don't know if belief is the right word, but in marriage in general, it's not something that's important to me.
Yeah.
It never has been. And I don't see what I would get out of a marriage that I don't already get out of relationships that I have. I don't want to make somebody feel like locked in or whatever.
I think at the beginning of a marriage, you don't feel that.
Yeah.
It's like security, financial, emotional. And then if you don't do a tune-up all the time, that goes away.
What do you mean by tune-up?
Well, you have to communicate.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Because like we're in counseling now, trying to work on communication.
Yeah.
And, it's all, the counseling so far has dealt with my wife's issues for work and health and all that stuff. And we haven't gotten to my issues yet. Keep on waiting. Like, I want to talk about me. Yeah, well.
That's nice to hear that y'all are doing counseling, though. I mean, a lot of people, men especially, are not open to it.
How rumph.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, so it's really nice to hear that you want to communicate and actively work on things within your relationship.
Well, I make a list of what I'd like to discuss with the therapist. We never get around to my stuff, though.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Have you expressed that?
I had.
Okay. That's too bad.
My time will come.
Yeah. Well, I know that one of it sounded like, at least when you talked about it, one of the bigger like contentions is because she doesn't want to retire.
Yeah.
And you really want her to.
Well, my goal, I've always had this fear that she's not going to want to push me down the beach in a wheelchair.
Yeah. Nor
am I going to want to push her down the beach in a wheelchair. And it's getting close to where that's going to happen for her.
Yeah.
It's like, my leg still bothers me, but, it's one leg. But for her, it's the walking and mobility is going to be a big issue. Mm-hmm. I can't push her any harder.
Yeah. It sounds like she gets a lot out of working and being one of those people.
Yeah. Keep on trying to talk to her about going to some of these camps with friends. And it's kind of sad because I'm trying to push her towards this friend that she's got an attraction to.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, well, maybe they could invite me in.
So you are actively trying to get your wife to
loosen
see
up.
Somebody else?
Well, to loosen up and experience other things.
Yeah. Why do you think she's so resistant to that?
She's a control freak.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how I'd react if she wanted to invite another guy into our relationship. Mm-hmm. I'd probably be okay with it.
Really?
Yeah.
That's really cool.
So, I mean, it's our bodies, it's a pleasure zone. Mm-hmm. And, as Jane Fonda said, we're all responsible for our own orgasms.
I love that woman.
But it's interesting, a guy's perception of toys that work for girls is way different than the ones that work for girls. So I bought this one, I think you could chip concrete with it.
Yeah? What was it?
I don't know, some kind of jackhammer thing. Violent. Then I bought her this little one this one is expensive. It's got like a little vacuum suction cup on the end of it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You said that's too strong. And, she orgasms in about 20 seconds, which is not what she wants. So I have the Hitachi wand.
The Hitachi.
And then I have
classic.
Welo or Lilo.
Oh, yeah.
The two little ones. Yeah, she uses those for traveling.
Yeah. That's awesome.
But the weird thing is when we go to Mexico, so I always bring a toy along, I have to take it through security.
Why? Because she's just like too embarrassed about it.
Yeah. And I don't care if they want to go through the suitcase and hold, what's this? I have no problem with it. That's my toothbrush.
Yeah. Oh, that would be funny to watch somebody try to brush their teeth with a vibrator. I'm like envisioning it right now.
Can you imagine what it was like years ago before they had vibrators for women? What would you do? It's like,
well, you went to see the doctor because you had hysteria.
I know.
And then they would manually get you off. I mean, that's why the vibrator was invented, which blows my mind still.
There's a movie about that. It's called The Road to Wellville. Have you seen it?
I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The poor doctor's got no time for anything, so he invents a vibrator.
So I'm curious what it was like for you to raise your kids. How did you teach them about sexuality and their bodies? What was that experience like for you?
Well, I told them that it's their bodies. They can do what they want. Don't get talked into things. And, enjoy yourself. There's nothing to be ashamed of. Because, there's 7 billion people in the world. 3.5 billion people have one set of parts. 3.5 billion have the other set. So there's nothing unique. And as far as I know, it's worked out.
And so it was like a pretty open topic?
Oh, definitely.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool. I love hearing that.
But I was raised with a family of all boys. Everything was fair. You still your brother's girlfriend and everything else. And then all of a sudden, to be married to somebody that's got all these stringent rules, Like, this isn't any fun.
What rules are you talking about?
I'll be dressing in the closet and just the physical act.
Mm. And so you think that bled over onto your kids? Do you think they noticed that?
Oh, yeah,
that sort
definitely.
Of behavior and stuff?
Definitely.
Yeah. So it sounds like she was probably also like less inclined to talk about it and
she wouldn't
have those conversations with them.
She wouldn't. She'd clam up.
Yeah, right.
Completely.
Did she have any issues with you being so forward with them? Like as a parent, being able to have those conversations with them?
She was glad because...
Oh, good. Okay.
I can talk about anything, and she just definitely had the rules.
Yeah. But it sounds like primarily for herself.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good that she wasn't like judgmental or trying to put those rules onto the kids. I always love hearing when kids are like comfortable going to their father, especially about those sorts of things. I think that's just such a special relationship because it's just so uncommon. You don't hear about that a lot.
Well, my girls I
really appreciate that.
They were kind of ruthless to me when they were teenagers. They'd send me to the grocery store to buy their feminine needs.
Yeah. I mean, somebody's got to.
And they gave me a list, okay. Wings, no scent, all this kind of tiny. Mm-hmm. So I'd be crawling around the aisle. I'd have to get help from clerks. Like, what is this? And the guy finally said, they're jerking with you. They don't they don't have that.
No. Is that still true now that they're older? Do they still feel comfortable talking to you about all that?
Yeah. Yeah, my oldest, she had a reaction to her COVID shot, which has really changed her body. She's got Bell's palsy, which one part of her face is paralyzed, and also made her menstrual cycle very heavy. Mm. And so she talks about it all the time.
Yeah.
There's no reason to have secrets. It's just part of bodies.
Yeah. It's the human experience. So is there anything that you have not done but you're curious about?
I'm pretty open to anything. Mm-hmm. Like I said the other night, anal has I've never tried it, but it just never really tooted my horn because I think it's more of a dominance thing. Mm. And I can't see where it would be any fun for a female. Mm-hmm. So, but other than that, I'm game for almost anything.
But there's nothing specific that you've been curious about?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
No, in a physical relationship, I'm always the dominant one. Mm. The giver instead of the receiver.
Yeah.
Sometimes that bothers me.
Really?
Yeah. But what it is what it is.
So when you say dominant, do you mean like more aggressive or you just mean like being the giver instead of the receiver?
Both.
Yeah. Okay. So you'd be interested in being the submissive.
I would like to have my hands behind me. Yeah. Yes. But I haven't tried. I tried blindfolding for my new wife. Mm-hmm. She liked that. I mean, it's a trust thing too, in different positions. She doesn't. I bought books that show positions and brought it up to this counselor, and he goes, "Those are for people that are in their 20s." Oh. And it's like, why? But then I've asked my wife if she would want to watch a porn, and she said absolutely not. She doesn't want to watch other people have sex. No. It's like, well, you could learn some things here.
Plus, it's just arousing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for some people, it's not.
Yeah.
She was born in this very proper family.
Oh, really?
You eat the silverware from the outside in. And
oh, my gosh.
And she gets mad when we go to eat barbecued ribs someplace.
Yeah.
And I'll lick my fingers. She gets mad about that. That's
really?
what napkin's for.
Sounds like you have a type. Both your wives have been kind of like that. Yeah.
I need to pay more attention here. Yeah, sometimes it would be fun to just drop the rules and, let's do what's fun and what feels good. Yeah. I did get her to go to Orvis Hot Springs, and she was mad for weeks on that one.
Why?
Because she's tall, skinny. She's got a good body, but she's got self-image issues, which a lot of women do.
Yeah.
Us guys, we don't care. We figure, don't look at us if you don't like the way we look.
Mm-hmm. But why was she mad about going to Orvis?
She felt I pressured her into getting naked in front of other people.
Oh, okay.
There was only like 3 people there.
Yeah.
It's like, sweetie, don't go to Conundrum then.
Public nudity is not her thing.
No, but anytime there's a difference of opinion, the person with the lesser opinion wins. Mm. And so her opinion is not to do it, so then we don't do it.
Yeah.
I keep on saying, when we go to Mexico, let's go skinny dipping on the beach. There's nobody around. Doesn't want to do that. Oh, come on now. Well, I'm going to do it then.
Yeah. I mean, just like only you can control your own orgasm. I mean, if you want to be naked and she doesn't, then that's how it is. She can always wear her bathing suit, and it's fine.
So, I processed back and forth last night asking you if I should ask you to spend the night.
What do you mean?
To spend the night here, where we could have sex.
Oh,
last
really?
Night, yeah. I really thought about that.
Really?
Yes, no, yes, no.
Interesting.
And I was trying
and you decided against it.
I was trying to read your signs. And I wasn't getting... First I got signs yes, and I got signs no. And I'm not the kind of person that's going to push myself on somebody.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So yeah, it was just interesting. I thought about that half the night. Like, no, I should have, because what harm would it be?
Yeah.
Just to say, because you could at least say no.
Yeah, yeah.
Or yes.
Or yes, yeah. That's so interesting. I mean, I had no idea that was on your mind. Mm-hmm. You just never know what other people are thinking.
No. Yeah. And you know the old saying, assume makes an ass of me and you, so.
Is that something that you do very often? Like propositioning other people?
No.
No?
Not at all.
Really?
Not at all.
That sounds special.
You are. I will admit, I am attracted to you, okay? I mean, personality-wise, physically, I mean, everything. Plus, I think we could be good friends.
I think so, too. You're sweet. So is there anything else that you wanted to talk about before we wrap this up?
I can't think of anything.
Yeah.
Not right now.
Yeah. Covered everything. Well, awesome. Thanks for doing this, Mikey.
Yeah. You're welcome. Good luck with this.
Thank you. Oh boy. I was honestly really debating back and forth on whether or not to include that last little tidbit in publishing the interview for you guys to hear, where he talked about wanting to proposition me for sex. But, I ultimately decided, why not? That was part of the interview. It's so interesting to me how often I get feedback like that or interactions like that just because I enjoy the discussion of sex and sexuality and romance and identities and all of that good shit. Like, for whatever reason, people often seem to think that means that I am sexually interested in them personally. And, I mean, it just is what it is, but it's definitely been proven to be an interesting aspect around these kinds of conversations that I have and having the podcast. I think that's commentary on a greater societal level, honestly, because it's something that we so never discuss in a lot of spaces that when people do discuss it, they think it's an opportunity, when in fact, it's just a conversation, right? We're just talking about the human experience that we each have. But anyway, I digress. I really enjoyed the conversation with Mikey, again, because we talked about a lot of things that I just have never heard of before, heard of people personally doing. Going to glory holes is absolutely fascinating to me. And I also found it really fascinating that he considers himself totally straight and all the things, but every couple weeks is interacting with penises in a sexual context, and just how he perceives that as just a simple physical act without necessarily being commentary on his own sexuality. And you know what? Good for him. Who am I to say otherwise, right? Like, that is his truth and his journey, and I totally respect that. And I just, again, find it fascinating. And I think it was alluded to, but it was never outright said. He chose the name Mikey for his name today because that is the name of his penis. Big Mikey. So a shout out, Big Mikey. Thank you very much. And next episode, I will be talking with Mel in Salt Lake City, Utah. And we get into some really interesting conversations of their experiences being in and around the Mormon church, as well as their identities as queer and non-monogamous, and touch on their experiences with abuse. So definitely tune in to that dynamic conversation in 2 weeks. And once again, I do have a Patreon that you can check out at patreon.com/sexwitheveryone. So until I talk to you again, stay awesome, friends.